Mikayla, the jig is up. I'm going to show you guys the progression on how we know for a fact it's falsies. This is bare eye. This is her applying the first coat. Okay, stay with me here. And boom, she flips it. And then she's like, okay, now I'm gonna apply the second coat. And then at this point, she's like, hold on, I'll be back a sec. And then she was—
Here's why Mikayla Nogueira is being accused of false advertisement. She posted a video where she's using a L'Oreal the Telescopic Lift Mascara. She shows herself putting 2 coats of the mascara on. This is the end of the first coat, I think. And then after she cuts, this is what her eyes look like. And people are saying that they think these are false lashes that are included with the mascara and therefore false advertising and therefore—
Mikayla Nogueira sold America a lie, and America despised her for it. With 17 million followers, 1,900,000,000 likes, brands throwing money at her, multiple awards, collabs with great influencers, and a fairy tale wedding, Mikayla should have known better than to throw such trust away. In January 2023, a $14 mascara changed everything for Mikayla and the beauty community. This blew the internet, and the comments showed disappointment. High-ranking Jeffree Star had to crawl out of hiding specifically to talk about this. With the heat on her neck and that video hitting more than 600 million views in days, Mikayla said nothing. Let's start from the beginning for those in the back. Mikayla is from Taunton, Massachusetts, a small town and not exactly the epicenter of the beauty world. In 2013, she started posting on Tumblr and YouTube as a teenager, but she was unnoticed. The COVID era in 2020 changed everything. When the entire world was stuck indoors, Mikayla created a TikTok account. TikTok exploded and everything changed for her. Her very first viral video was a catfish challenge, which was a before and after makeup transformation. These videos blew up. Within months, she had 1 million followers, then 4 million. By the end of 2020, she won the Emerging Makeup Artist of the Year and the American Influencers Award. This award has been won by another notable makeup artist and influencer, Cole Woolbright. Later that same year, Mikayla quit her job at Ulta Beauty, where she was working as a beauty advisor. Then she went all in on her influencing career. She was loud, funny, chaotic, and brutally honest. And that thick Massachusetts accent became part of her identity.
And then you want to make that eyeshadow nice and sharp. This is a full face of makeup chosen by Cody, Tag It edition. Yes, we went telling me that this is lip gloss. Look at these, they're insane. I'm gonna do shade Luna.
Oh, hi. Do you have a face full of acne and you just can't seem to figure out how to cover it up?
One superpower Mikayla has is that she didn't just review the products. She had a full-blown reaction to them. She made every mascara she held life-changing. And people believed her because she felt real.
So the other day I posted a video doing a full face of drugstore makeup, and in the caption I said, tell me what drugstore products you love. And literally the comments were flooded with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. So same fucking day, I went out and bought that shit, and then I put it on my Instagram story, and again I was flooded with messages saying they love that mascara. I've never even heard of it. So I'm gonna try this mascara, and if it doesn't blow my socks off, I'm blaming it on you. So this claims to give intense look and length. It has a really unique wand, it's very long and slim. I am gonna curl my lashes. Alright, here we go. I'm starting at the root, wiggling up. Alright, there's one coat. I do not have good natural lashes, so I really need mascara that shows what I have. I think that looks really pretty. I'm gonna do a second coat. I think this looks really good. Like I said, I don't really have lashes, so to be able to see them like this is awesome. This mascara lived up to the claims. I give it a 10 out of 10. I love the way it looks.
Mikayla wasn't polished. She was far from perfect. She felt like a regular girl who just happened to be incredibly good at makeup, and because of that, women across America trusted her. She started as just a girl who loved makeup. With the way that she's applying these products at such a young age, it's definitely the love of her life. By her mid-20s, she had built something massive. Over 17.4 million followers, 1.9 billion likes.
We're about to open over 300 PR packages. This is the most amount of packages I have ever received. This is gonna take me hours. Grab a snack and grab a drink because we're gonna be here for a while. How should I go about this?
And even a Streamy Award for Beauty in 2023.
And the Streamy goes to...
Oh, it's right here.
Oh, we thought it was gonna be like a little slip.
Mikayla Nogueira!
Winning this award meant she cemented her position as one of the creators with high impact and a credible track record, and it also raised her audience's expectations. Mikayla had built a beauty empire mainly on TikTok. She's also active on Instagram, but just there for the glam and the beauty pictures. But here's the thing about building an empire on authenticity, especially on the internet. The moment that authenticity cracks, everything beneath it starts to shake. And the first crack? It didn't come from a scandal or from a rival influencer. It came from a $14 mascara. In January of 2023, Mikayla got inspired by a video of Zoe Honsinger promoting L'Oreal's Telescope Lift Mascara, which was a sponsored post.
Look how long and lengthened my lashes look.
This literally just changed my life. This looks like false. This is how? What?
She applied the mascara coat after coat on camera, cut the lens between each application, and then turned to reveal lashes so dramatically long they looked physically impossible. People noticed, and the comment section did not hold back. The lash line on her outer corner was suddenly fuller, longer, and more dramatic than any $14 mascara. It was simply too good to be true. People started calling it lash extensions, wispies, falsies, and the internet gave it a name, Lashgate.
Why Mikayla Nogueira is being accused of false advertisement. She posted a video where she's using a L'Oreal the Telescopic Lift Mascara. She shows herself putting 2 coats of the mascara on. This is the end of the first coat, I think. And then after she cuts, this is what her eyes look like. And people are saying that they think these are false lashes that are included with the mascara and therefore false advertising, and therefore she's lying to everyone.
Instead of addressing the accusations directly, Mikayla went into the comments and started deleting them, but by then it was already too late. The hashtag Mikayla Nogueira drama racked up thousands of views in a few days. Beauty YouTubers, TikTokers, and even Jeffree Star, who had been absent for months, came back specifically to review the mascara and publicly call her out.
L'Oreal has been sending out this mascara and Miss Mikayla reviewed it. The internet blew the fuck up and a lot of people think that she's wearing a false lash at the end of her eye. Now, as a makeup artist since I was 20 years in the game, bitch, it looks peculiar. It looks bizarre.
By now, the trust the beauty community had in Mikayla was gone. But what happened next made things even worse, because instead of stepping back, L'Oreal doubled down. They brought her back as the face of another mascara campaign.
To be honest, I don't know what happened, but we need a redo.
Oh, Mikayla was so excited about it. She posted the behind-the-scenes footage from the shoot.
Years ago, I went from having my career nearly destroyed over a L'Oreal mascara ad to becoming the face of the new L'Oreal Extensionist mascara.
It did seem like a professional comeback of sorts, proof that one of the world's biggest beauty brands still believed in her. But the moment the ad went live, the internet pounced again, only this time it wasn't about the lashes, it was her voice. You see, in the final L'Oreal commercial, the polished brand-approved version, Mikayla's signature thick Massachusetts accent was almost completely gone. The same voice that made her famous, the same voice that felt raw, unfiltered, real, gone, replaced with a naturally professional speaking voice that sounded nothing like hers. Not long after, L'Oreal quietly deleted the ad from their social platforms. No statement, no explanation, nothing. So whether it was deleted for an entirely different reason, we can't say. But the timing, it said everything. So let's talk about the accent, because here's the thing, Lashgate wasn't the beginning of the backlash. It was just the moment that everything finally exploded. If you go back through Mikayla's older content, you start noticing something.
3:30 a.m. and I am about to fly to New York City for a meeting that could change my fucking life. I don't care what time of day it is, I need an energy drink. Remember when I got hired at a fast food restaurant and they told me I couldn't wear makeup? Now I'm about to run a board meeting in New York City with a full fucking beat. That is power.
At first, it felt small, easy to ignore until you can't unsee it. And it starts with her voice. That thick Massachusetts accent wasn't just how she spoke. It was her trademark, the raspy tone, the exaggerated words, the Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian dropped this absolutely stunning, sexy makeup line. Kim Kardashian sent me this app. I'm kidding. I bought these. I want to start getting uncomfortable in my fashion.
It became her identity, but in 2023, fans dug something up. An old video from her college days at Bryant University in Rhode Island.
Hi, it's OL Mikayla here, and I am standing in the Fisher Student Center, one of the best buildings on campus. I actually work here at the information center, so I'm sure you'll be seeing me around.
As you just saw in that video, the accent wasn't there initially since the content came up. There was noticeably no rasp, no drawl, no exaggeration, just a flat, neutral East Coast voice, like any regular girl working at a customer service desk. Now, to be fair, people switch accents sometimes. I mean, everybody does. You sound different with friends than you do in professional settings. That's completely normal. But this didn't feel like that because people started noticing a pattern. On TikTok, when she was reviewing products, reacting, and being Mikayla, the accent was strong, louder, more dramatic. But in serious moments, addressing the backlash, doing interviews, it almost disappeared.
Do blondes have more fun or what?
Tonight we're gonna find out.
I want to ask you everything about this new man of yours.
Oh, period. I wish I had my phone. I'd show you a picture.
Is he here tonight?
No, oh my God, I wish.
And that inconsistency, it wasn't just a one-time thing. It kept happening over and over again. And once people noticed it, they couldn't stop noticing it. Because now, it wasn't just about how she sounded, it was about when she sounded that way. There has been one accusation that has followed Mikayla Nogueira since the very beginning of her career, and it's the one that she's fought the hardest to deny. Filters. For years, viewers and creators pointed out something that didn't quite add up. On TikTok, Mikayla looked different. Her skin is smoother. Her features are sharper. Even her face shape and body proportions sometimes seemed slightly altered. But every single time, she shut it down. She consistently and forcefully denied it. I film on the TikTok app. 0 filters, 0 beauty mode, 0 anything. Here's the video.
That I do not film my videos with filters. This is what I look like. 0 filters, 0 beauty mode, 0 face altering, editing, anything.
Until 2025, a video from the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary premiere surfaced online. And within hours, side-by-side comparisons were everywhere. The difference was impossible to ignore. Once again, creators responded, breaking it down, zooming in, pointing out inconsistencies frame by frame. And just like that, the conversation came back stronger than ever. Now here is where it gets complicated. Mikayla has also been publicly candid about struggling with body image, binge eating disorder, and the emotional toll of being a beauty influencer who is constantly scrutinized for her appearance. In September of 2025, she broke down in tears in a video responding to comments about her looks, saying this, and this one genuinely hit hard. It's not easy being a beauty influencer who's not beautiful.
I want to make something very clear. I am aware that I'm not an attractive person. It's really easy to take a bad photo of me. I don't have the best side profile, which I've talked about and I've shown. Sorry.
That moment, it felt real. It felt human. But that pity video, it wasn't going to last much longer. Because just as people were starting to question her credibility, another old video resurfaced, and this time it hit different.
I literally just finished work and it's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody.
This video she made in September of 2022 resurfaced, and within hours, it was everywhere. In the clip, she vented about being an influencer, saying it's hard, that it's not for everyone. At first, it sounded like a normal rant, until people really listened, because this wasn't just anyone talking.
Try being an influencer for a day. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds. I literally just finished work and it's 5:19.
This is someone living what millions of people consider a dream job, and the internet didn't take it lightly. The now deleted clip exploded on Reddit and TikTok and generated millions of views overnight. Within 48 hours, people in different careers, many of them likely her own fans, were flooding TikTok using her audio to show what their actual workdays looked like. 13-hour hospital shifts, night shifts in warehouses, people working 2 jobs to afford rent.
I don't think it's fair to compare the work of a content creator versus something just as difficult.
Fellow influencer Wisdom K also stepped in. With over 8 million followers, he posted a video saying, "I'm being so incredibly serious when I say this. Any influencer who tells you this job is hard is either lying or straight up lazy.
I'm being so incredibly serious when I say this. Any influencer who tells you this job is hard is either lying or just straight up lazy."
The criticism turned into full backlash, and for the first time, it actually got to her. Mikayla stepped away from social media, announcing a break and citing depression. It was the first time the internet had genuinely shaken her.
I don't want to lose myself completely, you know? So I'm gonna go away for a while. I'm gonna get treatment, I'm gonna get help. Because my depression is just not good.
In September of 2022, Mikayla posted a sponsored TikTok about Got2B's eyebrow gel. And she didn't just like it, she called it the best her brows had ever looked, period.
You guys know Got2B gel? They came out with a brow gel called Glued. It's supposed to be like the most insane brow gel you'll ever try. You can also use it on edges. I got it on Amazon. You wanna know something though? My brows look so good. Holy shit. They look so fluffy. Ugh.
Now fast forward a few months, early 2023. She uploads a video titled "Product I Absolutely Regret Buying," and sitting right there on the list, the same Got2B eyebrow gel.
This is a full face of makeup that I completely regret buying. I wanna like this. I do. I want to like it. But the wand is too big, and it works almost too well. Like, once you get those brow hairs in place, they are stuck. And it's actually a little bit difficult to get off. Makes my brows look pretty good, but I just really prefer my NYX Brow Glue.
This time the tone was completely different. She criticized it, said it was hard to remove, and spoke about it like it had always been a bad experience. Because how do you go from best eyebrows of my life to regret buying it in a matter of months? There were only two explanations. Either the first review wasn't real, or the second one wasn't. And neither option looked good. But here's what made it worse. This wasn't just about an eyebrow gel. It was proof that she's a businesswoman. So Mikayla has built a system where she could say whatever a brand paid her to say with all seriousness with her irresistible accent. But then her real feelings would only surface when the check had already cleared. But even with all this building up, Mikayla never directly addressed the contradiction. She didn't explain it, she didn't clarify it, she just kept posting. And at that point, most of her audience was still loyal enough to let it slide. They gave her the benefit of the doubt. Now this one made people genuinely angry because it exposed a different side of Mikayla, one that felt less like a mistake and more like a choice. It started in 2024 when a small business owner named Matthew Stevens came forward, the creator of Illusion Bronze, an independent self-tanning brand. He had reached out to Mikayla, asking her to review his product, and she agreed.
Mikayla's lies have cost me $10,000. Yes, I am $10,000 in debt because of her lies. In October, I made a video asking Mikayla if there was any way she would review my small business.
For a small business, that kind of exposure isn't just helpful, it can change everything. But then, 4 days later, Mikayla posted a glowing, enthusiastic review, not of his product, but of a bigger, more established brand, a brand that, according to Matthew, looked almost identical to his. From the branding, the packaging, and even the product itself.
So imagine my surprise when 4 days after I asked Mikayla if she would review my small business, she reviews the specific line from the multi-million-dollar company who was knocking me off.
And just like that, his moment was gone. So he reached out to her. She responded, apologetic, personal, promising to fix it. She told him she was sorry and that she would post his review soon.
Mikayla DM'd me the next morning and said it was an absolute coincidence. It would never be my intention to hurt a small business. She said, I think I actually have your tanner. Regardless, when I get home, I will make my purchase and try your tanner ASAP.
But then, nothing. 2 months passed, no post, no review, no follow-up. And it didn't stop there. Later it came out that Mikayla had already stopped reviewing small businesses altogether. Reportedly because many of them couldn't handle the surge in demand her platform created.
There have been a few instances where the indie brand cannot handle the capacity to fulfill all of those orders.
So she knew. She knew exactly how powerful her influence was. She knew what one video could do for a brand like his, but she didn't tell him that. Instead, she let him wait. And while he waited, a larger brand got the spotlight. That's what made this different, because this was a small business owner watching his opportunity slip away while a bigger company, possibly copying his work, got promoted to millions.
But I find it really unfortunate that he decided to take this issue to TikTok and fabricate a lie in order to prove a point. Am I entirely wrong that I didn't review the Tana when I said I would? Yes. Did I mention to him that I didn't get to it? Yes. But still, nonetheless, I should have reviewed the Tana sooner.
But to fabricate a lie that when I told him I used his tanner, he says I lied to him and used a spray tan. I've never gotten a spray tan in my life. I'd like to brief with that.
It felt selective. Access to her platform wasn't about honesty anymore. It was about who could afford it. By early 2026, the spotlight shifted from her career to her private life. In July 2023, Mikayla married her partner, Cody Hawken, at Castle Hill in Rhode Island. On the surface, it looked perfect, just like a fairy tale wedding, befitting Mikayla and Cody. But that same morning, something strange was happening on TikTok. Video after video started appearing with influencers creating a get ready with me for Mikayla's wedding video. Big creators, beauty influencers, even James Charles, all getting ready, posting and documenting the same event like it was a red carpet. This was when people started asking questions. Was this actually a wedding or a launch? You open TikTok that morning, your entire feed is filled with influencers getting dolled up for the same event. The content looked identical, the tags were the same, and one name kept popping up: ELF Cosmetics.
Well, it's almost time. In just a few days, I'll be walking down the aisle and I'll become Mrs. Hawken. But in the meantime, I wanted to share something special with you. You may or may not remember that I've been on the hunt for my perfect wedding lip combo. Little did I know I would create it. I got to create something so special, and not to mention with the brand of my dreams. And not only did I create something so special for my wedding day,
This exact video made the speculation even stronger. Was the wedding sponsored? Because according to the people that we're seeing, this wasn't just a celebration. It looked coordinated, structured, almost like a campaign.
Not only did I find my wedding lip combo, I created it. I'm so excited to finally be able to share with you my marriage material lip duo in partnership with ELF Cosmetics.
From the venue to the aesthetic, to the guest list, even the flowers, everything just seemed to align with the brand's identity, and that's when the narrative shifted. This wasn't just a wedding anymore, it was a brand activation disguised as one. And when you really think about it, it changes everything, because if that's true, then the biggest day of her life wasn't just about her and Cody, it was about content. A few days after the wedding, someone came forward, a woman claiming to be a longtime friend who said she had received a save the date, but never got an actual invitation. She reached out to Mikayla and got no response. She claimed she heard that close friends were being quietly removed from the guest list to make room for influencers. It's sad. Mikayla replaced childhood friends, people who knew her before the fame, with influencers, because influencers would post content, but childhood friends would not, because obviously they don't have large social media followers. While this was all happening, Mikayla was off social media. She eventually returned about after a month and addressed the situation in a series of TikToks.
This is my 1 month update of being a whole ass wife. Miss me? Don't even lie. I know you missed me screaming at you through the phone. On a serious note, hi, I missed you.
She said her wedding had 175 guests. Only about 10% were influencers.
Next question. Did I uninvite family and friends so I could invite influencers? Oh, my wedding was 175 people. 10% of that was influencers. And the reason why it seemed like it was all influencers is because the only people posting on TikTok are influencers. So that's all you're gonna see. My grandma isn't making a TikTok about my wedding, okay? And if you're wondering about the friend that I chose not to invite, they're not my friend, and I'm sure you can see why.
And technically, she wasn't wrong, but that wasn't what people were asking. Her response didn't address the friends who got ghosted. It didn't confirm or deny whether ELF had any financial involvement. It didn't explain why the entire event felt less like a wedding and more like a strategy, and once again, there were no clear answers. At this point, a pattern was forming. Avoid, move on, stay silent. But with Mikayla, things can't even stay normal for 24 hours. Another drama was brewing. It all kicked off when people noticed Mikayla's engagement ring was missing. The internet did what it always does, immediately jumped to the conclusion that she and Cody were splitting up. She eventually had to step in with a video in January of 2025 to set the record straight. She explained that the ring was loose and it constantly fell off. She pointed to her finger tattoo of Cody's initial as proof of her commitment.
I'm ready to spill the tea as to why I have stopped wearing my wedding ring. But I have to tell you, the tea is ice cold. There is no tea. So the reason is, this shit doesn't fit me. Because I lost 60 pounds, this ring is now humongous.
on me, and I either need to get it resized or a new ring, perhaps, because it's way too big. It just, like, it doesn't fit. So I have a C tattooed on my finger that...
On the surface, it makes total sense, but here's where it gets messy. A jeweler called Cullen Jewelry dropped a comment in a video that she posted, stating that she deserves the best. Mikayla posted the grand reveal of the ring, and Cody dropped to one knee again to present the ring to her.
I love you so much.
I love you.
Will you marry me?
Of course, I will marry you 1,000,000 times. So beautiful.
Small and simple and beautiful.
Yeah, small, simple, yet so beautiful.
At a glance, it looked like a fairy tale moment, but the audience saw something else entirely. The internet remembered that Cody had sold his truck to afford that first original ring.
Cody was so certain that he wanted to marry me that he sold the only thing he had, that truck, to buy an engagement ring.
Replacing a piece of jewelry tied to such a massive personal sacrifice with a sponsored upgrade felt like a slap to the face. And honestly, the comment sections were brutal, with people saying that Cody looked visibly uncomfortable in the video. Mikayla did clap back though, when someone told her that Cody sold his truck and she chose the other ring. It should have been a treasure. Mikayla replied saying, "I replaced his $150,000 truck, so I think we're even, babe." While she might have felt the math made sense, the audience didn't see it that way. It wasn't about the price tag, it was about the sentiment. Even if no lines were technically crossed, the whole thing left a bad taste in people's mouths.
I want to stat this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you, and you're gonna want to sit down for this video. I am getting a divorce. Take a minute, take it in. I am getting a divorce.
In February of 2026, Mikayla Nogueira announced that she and Cody Hawken were getting a divorce after 2 years of marriage. She was emotional, composed, and careful with every word, but she made it clear it was amicable. But she refused to explain why.
I know there is going to be so much speculation as to why Cody and I are getting a divorce, but I want to guarantee you that no amount of speculation, no one claiming they know why we're getting a divorce, no video from a T page or a drama channel knows why Cody and I made this decision.
And that silence left room for speculation, because the internet already knew pieces of the story. In 2025, Mikayla had openly shared that Cody was struggling with addiction. She spoke openly about the cycle, the months of progress, the inevitable relapse, and the crushing emotional exhaustion that comes from loving someone who keeps falling back into the same darkness.
My husband Cody is in rehab, and I am ready to talk about it. Cody's story is not mine to share, but he has given me his blessing to talk about it today. I want to start off by saying I am incredibly proud of Cody. It takes an immense amount of courage to give up your will and enter treatment, and I could not be more proud.
It wasn't just a recent struggle either. It had been a persistent shadow over their lives for a long time. She shared how things had escalated significantly in early 2024, with relapses that moved from one substance to another, eventually forcing her into the terrifying position of having to remove him from their home for his own safety.
January 2024, my husband relapsed on drugs. In April 2024, my husband relapsed on alcohol. I am not new to addiction or addicts. I watched his addiction worsen, and it became so hard in our home, and I had to make the really difficult decision to remove Cody from our home.
While all of this was happening, or around that time, she had alcohol at their house, and people went in on her for it.
That is the wine racks. If you follow Mikayla, you know that her husband Cody has been in and out of rehab and is a recovering addict. People have been quick to point this out and attack her for it, saying that she's not a supportive wife.
By April of 2025, the situation reached a breaking point, and Cody entered a 45-day intensive rehabilitation program.
And on March 2nd, 2025, I get the phone call from Cody, and he says, "I'm done, and I'm going to rehab."
For everyone watching, it was clear that the foundation of the marriage had been under immense pressure for a very long time. But despite the weight of that history, the internet's focus didn't stay on the gravity of this situation for long. The machine of social media began to turn, and soon her personal tragedy was being flattened into a format for engagement. Shortly after the announcement, she posted a Get Ready With Me video for Valentine's Day. Then she posted a Get Ready With Me for Valentine's Day.
I am so excited for tonight, and yes, I have plans. This is my first Valentine's Day alone in 5 years.
Just like that, the internet did what it always does. It turned it into content. Within hours of the announcement, her divorce audio was hijacked. TikTok was flooded with people using "you're gonna wanna sit down for this" to announce ridiculous things. It became a meme instantly.
I want to start this video by saying I appreciate you. I love you.
I'm getting a divorce.
Now this is what makes Mikayla Mikayla. Instead of stepping in, she joined in.
And you're gonna want to sit down for this video. I am getting a divorce. I want to start this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you, and you're gonna want to sit down for this video. I am getting a divorce. Take a minute, take it in.
Laughing, participating, leaning into the trend, and for a moment, it worked. People saw resilience, thick skin, and control. But then, 3 weeks later, everything shifted again. Because just 3 weeks after the announcement of her divorce, Mikayla posted a new video, Get Ready With Me to Go on a Date.
I'm getting ready to go on a date, and we are going to his house. I love that I'm saying we, as if we're going. But on a serious note, these eat. I'm going to this man's house, and he is cooking me dinner. Are you kidding?
3 weeks! And by this point, nobody was angry at her anymore. They were just completely, utterly unsurprised. Then, in late March, she confirms it. She was dating her high school sweetheart.
I'm dating my high school sweetheart again after 10 years.
And just like that, a new chapter began. Now, to be fair, the timeline wasn't as shocking as it looked. She and Cody had reportedly been separated for months before the public announcement. Most of 2025 had already been spent privately dealing with the breakup, so technically nothing was too fast. But the perception doesn't care about the messy reality of two people trying to heal, because after everything, the sponsored wedding, the filtered appearance, the way that every move was a calculated business decision, the public had already built their own narrative. So after the divorce, everyone just saw this as a pattern. In January of 2026, just weeks before the divorce announcement, things took a genuinely bizarre turn. Mikayla posted a video where she laid out her personal life in the most jarring way possible.
I have never been eaten out.
Now, how is this information applicable to the public? Well, with Mikayla, nothing is random. Turns out, the video was a sponsored ad. She was promoting a vaginal probiotic gummy from LeMay Purr, the brand co-founded by Kourtney Kardashian.
You know what? Let's try it. So for the last month, I have been taking these in preparation to have my life change. They taste really good, support the health and freshness of the down there. I always heard growing up that pineapple literally does help down there, so the fact that these are a pineapple gummy that you can take every day, I was sold. Someone who's been terrified to do that, this is giving me a little more confidence. So thank you, LeMay Purr. I appreciate you, and I'll let you know how it goes.
The audience reaction was immediate. When she announced her divorce from Cody only 2 weeks later, the timeline didn't sit right with anyone. People were left trying to reconcile the two events. You just told 17 million people that your husband wasn't intimate with you. Used that admission to sell a supplement, and then mere days later, you're single. It felt calculated. It felt like a marketing stunt that hit too close to home. Now let's talk about Mikayla's hauls, because the internet always lost its mind over them, especially this haul.
I cannot believe I found this bag. I looked everywhere for this, and I got it. This Louis Vuitton collection sold out instantly. I went to multiple stores looking for this bag. I literally looked for it in a different country when I was there.
In September of 2025, Mikayla took us on a massive NYC shopping spree. She posted 3-minute videos unboxing tens of thousands of dollars in Prada, Miu Miu, Louis Vuitton, all while keeping that signature high-energy OMG persona. She even broke it into 2 parts just to make sure we didn't miss a single price tag.
I may or may not have done a little retail therapy at Bottega. Really, when I saw their holiday collection, I ran
to the store. Okay, I'm so excited to open this. I don't think you're ready for what is inside of this. This is everything I got shopping in Vegas. Now, if you don't like shopping hauls, my biggest piece of advice is to not watch the video. If it's going to upset you, scroll. I'm giving you a second to scroll. All right, just like, I never in my life thought I would own a Birkin, and now I was gifted one. Like, what? I don't get it. Okay.
By the time she tallied up the bags, the designer glasses, and the shoes, the total was estimated at a staggering $200,000. For a lot of her followers, they saw her as wasteful. Then the internet started to look closer. People began reverse image searching the items she was flaunting, and suddenly the luxury was in question. When a pair of Louis Vuitton boots pull up DHgate knockoffs before the actual designer website, it goes beyond poor taste and feels like a lie. The backlash was instant and brutal. YouTube exploded with creators calling her out, labeling the spree as greedy and completely out of touch. For an audience that watched her rise from a bedroom creator to a millionaire, this was the moment the mask slipped. It felt less like hard-earned success and more like a total disconnect. The girl who started in her bedroom was officially gone. And if you've been following the cycle, you recognize the pattern. We watched it happen with Mikayla, but we've seen this exact luxury at all costs downward spiral before. In fact, if you look at the trajectory of someone like Becca Bloom, you'll see the same dangerous game being played, just on a much more calculated scale. No wonder she's even comparing herself to Becca Bloom.
So, I blacked out. Kinda bad. So let's do my biggest luxury unboxing literally ever. Literally feel like Becca Bloom right now. Let's start with Prada. In my shopping vlog, this was the bag you guys wanted me to get the most.